Okay, starting off this episode, looks like we're doing the Horror for the Deep quest. If I'm able to finish this quest, I can get the prayer book, which will be really good. I will then grind out a lot of easy clues on Entranta, or maybe just do medium clues from Eclectics. I obviously wouldn't really mind which book I get. Ideally, Zamarok or Armadillo would be the best, especially when cannoning like thousands of cannonballs in the wilderness. Armadillo book would be probably the most beneficial. But at the moment, I'm just trying to complete the quest. I quickly realized that I do not have enough food. I wouldn't even get it down to like a quarter. So I go suicide some invents. I tried to suicide another invent, but then some of my salmon like despawned. Maybe there's a limit of like 105 or... I tried doing the maths back then. I kind of forgot what it was, but it looked like it just wasn't working out. So this was the most I could bring. I thought it was still pretty good. Should be enough. I brought enough recoils to make sure that I would be able to finish it off. I think it has a total of 120 health, or maybe it's just 100 health. But as sad as it is, I needed like 5 more food. So I was like, alright, I'll just go get some cakes as well. And I try again. If the Dagnov hits above a 5, or 5 or above, I just eat a chocolate cake. Oh, sorry, if it hits a 5 or above, I eat a salmon. And then if it hits below that, I'll just eat a piece of cake or chocolate cake. So I know I'll have enough food this time. It's just whether or not the kill will count without doing damage. In the last episode, I did a similar method with the snake, although I didn't have to suicide any invents. But if you remember in that situation, I was guaranteed an instance area. This one was not, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, and it didn't work. I have to do at least 1 damage if I want to do that, which means I have to do 1 damage to the first one and 1 damage to the second one, and I couldn't be bothered doing that yet. So moving on, I got 34 farming. Not a very significant level, but it does give me access to tithe farming, which is perfect. I can now use the minigame teleport there instead of having to go to pest control and run all the way down. That will literally save me like a minute each run. Sorry, each farm run. So that's very good. So I was quite happy to get this out of the way. I'm just unlocking it now. I was trying to teleport in there, but it doesn't let you do it inside. Now I was just making sure it worked, and yeah, it teleports you literally right to this spot, but on the outside of the house, which is great for farm runs. So, I now no longer have to teleport to pest control. It was very handy when I did have it, but moving on, I can now just be a little bit more efficient. Alright, heading back to Wintertot. I don't know why we take so many breaks between Wintertot, but it seems like I didn't want to just grind it out in one go. 50 fletching, it's pretty good. I will eventually be able to make willow longbows at 55. That's if I want to cut down the trees, but that's probably one of the goals I'm going for. And back to fishing, like every episode I think I do some fishing. 80 fishing, it's not bad. I don't really think there's anything I really need to unlock now. Like I could theoretically do sharks, I could do them a little bit faster. Actually, I think 82 might be anglers actually, which if I get house favor in, I think it's Piscatorius, I could go catch them, which is like a mini Guthix rest. But that's a little bit down the future. So, 35 farming. I can now do teak seeds. I have actually got a few. I think I've got like 3 from Wintertot, and they give some insane experience. 85 making as well, but they do give insane experience. They give like, I think, 15k farming experience or something really good. They do take like 3 days to grow, but hey, I've got plenty of time on this account, so I should go farm those ASAP. Alright, I finally decided it's time to go back to Puro Puro. I need some more Sinister Keys for the Toadstools, and I want to get Glories for my house. I will never be able to charge Glories in this account because I can't do the Heroes quest, but I can put them in the house, which means I can get a teleport to Edgeville. Alright, I got my first Sinister Key. It really didn't take too long, and it looked like I just swapped worlds, but this is actually a new clip. I actually also got 2 noted Toadstools from a Nature Impling. I totally forgot you could even get those, but they're really rare drops. I had to look it up after I got them, but it's 1 in 100, so I've now theoretically finished, and if you saw that, I said 20 minutes, so it took me 20 minutes to get all the Toadstools I needed for the rest of this account, but I decided to stay a little bit on because I want to try and get these Glories. So I'm a little bit better at catching Dragon Implings now, not running back and forth too much, but I'm not really as stressed, like I really wanted the bones before. So I finished the first invents. Dragon Darts, you know, they're okay. Glories are the only thing I'm hunting for now. I don't need cash, I don't need anything else. The invent looks pretty nice, some alkables, a lot of seeds, limpet roots. They're pretty useful. And alright, another dragon. So I don't actually think I stayed here too long because I don't know why I didn't just walk around there. Going through the wheat takes so much longer. But anyway, I don't know how long I was actually here for. I doubt it's too long. I just want to try and get these glories as soon as I can and then leave. I'd imagine I'm probably only doing one more invent and then I'll probably stop. Puro is not too much fun. It was quite empty. Like, if you look at all these worlds, there's no one else here. So I was like, alright, there's no one here. I might as well stay a little bit longer because I don't have to compete for the implings. And this is the third one already, and I'm pretty sure it's only been like under an hour, so definitely can't complain. And there we go, glory's unlocked. Don't have to charge up the don't have to get my mage up for dragon stones. I just unlocked the glories. I'm pretty excited by the chat box. Not as excited as I did with the as I got with the dragon bones, but still, look at those implings. 259 nature, 168 magpie, 35 ninja, and 19 dragon. But it's all done. I also had a clue scroll from the invent, if you saw. And now, this is a very annoying destination to get to. You have to do a lot of walking on Zaya, and I don't have very good teleports for Zaya. But anyway, for a medium clue, I'm willing to do it. The reward isn't too bad. An Alkabul, Strength MUT. I mean, it's not great, but Strength MUT is kind of fashionscape, I guess, if I ever want to wear it. Which I don't think I will, but... Alright, back to Wintertot. I decided to do a solo crate because I saw some other Iron Men doing it, and they say it's better for supplies. I didn't really enjoy it. I found it a lot more, you have to kind of focus, where with the other one I was just AFK, not really focusing on it. But I didn't think the reward was that good. It was okay, but I only wanted to do one just to try it out, and I don't think it was really worth it. So I just went back to AFK Wintertot, where I know exactly what I'm doing and it's nice and easy. So 54 fletching. Oh yes, that gets me access to mithril crossbows, which is going to be like, I think my best in slot range weapon for a long time, because I need to get my fletching up to get adamant crossbows, which I buy from this shop as well. This gives you the myth and adamant. You can't buy the runite limbs here, but that's fine. If I need to, I can always go to metal dragons and try and get them there. So this gets the limbs and the stock, very good. All I need to do now is get the crossbow string, which isn't the same as bowstring, but I found that out soon enough. So this is how you actually make it. You get raw meat, put it on a range to make sinew, I think it's called, and then you have to go to the spinning wheel. Luckily the spinning wheel and range is in Lumbridge, so pretty easy. I made the crossbow string and I finally got, I wouldn't say my best in slot range weapon, but I got a very good range weapon. If I'm also able to do Horror from the Deep, I can use any crossbow with a book, and that would be really good if I'm able to get the rune crossbow and the Armadillo book. I think that would be my best in slot, maybe forever on this account. But that's way down the line. My fletching would have to be way higher, and I'd have to somehow kill metal dragons, which I haven't figured out yet. So mithril crossbow is good for now. Plus 66 range bonus. I'm pretty sure that's better than the rune warhammer. Now we're doing the quest, what's it called? Elemental Workshop 1, I think? Yep, Elemental Workshop 1. It gives really good crafting and smithing experience. Smithing is kind of redundant on this account now. It's going to be as high as I ever need it. Crafting is still good. I need to get crafting up. If I want to ever get a Fury or regen bracelets, it's going to need to be 80 plus. So crafting will always be useful for this account. The Elemental Workshop 2 also gives even better crafting and smithing experience. I'm able to make mined equipment. I don't really think I'd ever do it. I can't think of any benefit I'd have to doing that, but quest points are good, and this crafting experience is also really good. I mean, the smithing experience is good too, but I can't actually think of anything I'm going to need. Maybe if I get mithril, I could then make plate bodies to then alch, but anyway, it looks like we are now starting up with Slayer again. This is going to be the gear I take. I'll bring the shield just to recharge my prayer, but it does give a negative range bonus, and currently it's at 92, and then when I put on the shield 90, so I won't use it unless I currently, need it for just the prayer bonus. So we did have fire giants. This spot is okay. I think it hits three of the five fire giants. I do find a better spot later on, but at the moment it's okay. I hate those damn spiders. Like, they wasted so many prayer pots. But anyway, this is the first invent. It's okay. It's actually a lot of good herbs. I totally forgot that fire giants give this many herbs. So when I was complaining, I think 3 episodes ago about the herbs, it's not too bad with fire giants. So I do calculations after every task to see how much cannonballs I need and how it will work out. So I started this task with 150 fire giants, and I was able to kill 71 with 900 cannonballs. So if I take like 1200, the next task I should be able to finish off in one go. I only saw one person there, but he was really high and he wasn't able to attack me, so I didn't feel too worried. And I'm going to be finishing off the episode here. I was just doing a farm run before doing Slayer again, and I totally forgot about my torso because I didn't bring it for the wilderness, I don't think. Or I just banked everything and just didn't think about it. So I got a Dr. Jekyll random and I can't hand it in. I was thinking, alright, where can I go to quickly go to a bank? But I knew that any bank would kind of get him despawned, so I was like, alright, I have to run to one, and yeah, not the greatest. Anyway, end of the episode. See you next time.